Sorry, so sorry, so sorry. I'm talking in mute only since 10 minutes. Okay. Guys, can you hear me now?
Yes, Shanu.
When I'm typing something, why no? Okay, fine. No issues. Okay. So let's repeat the same. I'm talking in mute since 10 minutes. Right. Okay. So till yesterday, we discussed about the server roles, guys. Okay. And server roles, you know that server roles are nothing but server level permissions, group of server level permissions, you can say server roles, group of server level permissions, we can say server roles, right? And we have 8 plus 1 server roles are there: BD square, PS4, bulk admin, DB creator, disk admin, process admin, server admin, setup admin, security admin, sysadmin, and finally public. So these are the fixed server roles. Fixed server roles in the sense the permissions of the server roles are fixed. We cannot add or modify the existing permissions. We cannot add or modify the existing permissions, okay, of a particular fixed server role, guys. When any login is added into the server role, automatically whatever permissions are there, those permissions will be applied on that particular login. For example, in the DB creator, if you are added to the DB creator, whatever DB creator permissions are there, all those permissions will be applied on that particular newly added login, guys. Right? So this is your server role. And you know that there are two types of server roles. One is fixed server role. Second one is customized server role. Fixed server roles means the permissions of the server roles are fixed. We cannot modify the permissions of the existing role. But in case if customers are looking for specific group of permissions, in case if the customers are looking for, if the users are looking for specific group of permissions, we can create our own group with our own permissions, that is called customized server role. We can create our own group with our own permissions, that is called customized server role. This customized server role feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012. This customized server role feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012, guys. Okay, fine. So this is up to server level. So now in this session, let's jump into the database level, guys. Okay, so now what we will do, we'll discuss the security in the database level and on the table level. So how the things will be managed, how the things will be managed related to the security in the database level and on the table level, guys. So how we are having server roles in the same way in the database level also we have database roles, guys. See, server roles are what I can say, those are the complete overview of the server level permissions, right? Server roles are the server level permissions, as you know that. Database roles are database level permissions. Server roles are nothing but group of server level permissions. In the same way, database roles are database level permissions. So when you expand this security, server level security, you can see, okay, when you expand the server level security, you can see that particular, you can see a single security folder, right? On the server level, on the whole server level, you can see a single security folder. But in the database level also, we have a security folder, guys. In the database level also, we have a security folder. As it is a database level, in every database, you can find the security folder. See, this is the server level security. When you connect it to the server and when you see the security folder, this is the server level security. This will deals with the whole server. Okay, whole server. But as you know that we can restrict the users on the server level, on the database level, on the object level also. Okay. So this security belongs to the whole server level. Whereas we have database level security also. If you expand the databases, if you expand any database, you can see one more security in the database level security folder. in the database level security. I mean to say, in the database level, we can see one more security folder. So in the server level security, what objects we can see, guys? In the server, roughly tell me what and all objects we can see in the server level security.
DB creator.
Users, roles,
User.
schemas.
Server level security, what and all objects we can see?
Logins.
Logins.
DB
Log-
owner.
Next. Server roles, right? Logins, server roles. Object is nothing but when you expand what and all things, you can see everything is an object, guys. Okay? As you know that login, there is a difference between login and user. Login is the server level object, whereas user is the database level object. So when you expand server level security, what and all objects you can see, guys? Logins, server roles you can see. At the same time, when you expand the database level security, what kind of objects we can see? Guess, guys. Guess it. When you expand.
Logins.
Users.
Database tools.
Users, very good. It's users, not logins. Login means server level object. Users means database level object. So when you expand Amazon, when you expand Flipkart, same security folder will be there. This security folder will deals with this database level security. Are you getting the point, guys? The whole server level security, this folder will deals with the whole server level security. Whereas when you go to any database, you can see one more security folder that will deals with your database level security. So in the database level security, what and all objects will be there, guys? Users, database roles, all these things you can see under database level security, guys. So I told you, right, whenever you give access on any database to any login, by default a user will be created. You can see that user here. I'll show you. Okay, once you click OK while creating the login and while giving the access. When you click OK, automatically the user will be created here. Like that, guys. For one single login, how many maximum users I can create? Or maximum how many users will be created for a single login? Maximum how many users will be created? Why? Because database level users we don't create. Automatically users will be created when I give you the access. So for a single login, how many maximum users will be created? You can guess the answer easily.
32,767.
That is correct only, but don't tell that that is a common number, a magic number. Why it was 32,767? Why? You can guess it easily. Now also you can guess it. I mean to say the users, especially I'm asking about the users. I'm not asking the magic number why 32,767. I'm just asking why we can create one single login. How we can create 32,767 users. See, single login means even though it's a group login, only one user will be created on behalf of group. Okay, Veena. Single login means a single login only. Forget about group login. Even though it's a group login, also the concept is same. Okay, the group login object will be created as a group in the database level. So I'll repeat my question. For a single login, okay, how many maximum users I can create? The answer is correct, that is 2767. But how? No one is able to answer.
I think because for one login, we can create like 32,700 something database, right?
Very good. Not for one login. Okay.
For one instance, I
Yes, for one instance. Okay, for one instance. Earlier we discussed for this login in SQL Server, you know that maximum 32,767 databases we can create, right? In SQL Server, maximum in one instance, maximum we can create 32,767 databases. If I give access to this login on any database, how many users will be created? if I give access to this login on any database, how many users will be created? For one login, how many users will be created? For one login in a database, how many users will be created?
One.
Two.
Two. For one login, two users. How come? How come for one login, two users? As you can see the diagram, two, so that two users will be created. For one
One
login, if
user.
I give access to this database, how many logins users will be created in the database?
One
Only
user.
Only one. What is there to think? I don't understand. What is there to think here? Just for one login, if I give access to this login, I said one important point. Whenever you give access to any login on any database, one user will be created on behalf of that login. Login cannot enter into the database. The user will be there to help the login. So for one login, how many users will be created in a database?
one user.
One
One
user will be
user.
created. So for if I give access to this login on all 32,767 databases, how many users will be created for this login?
32,767.
Now it is clear. Imagine this is Pavan, or imagine this is, let's go with Akshata. Okay, Akshata is a developer. So for Akshata, I gave an access on one database. So Akshata user is created. This is Akshata login. This is Akshata user. If I gave Akshata login to all the databases, if I give access to Akshata on all the databases, in each database, one Akshata will be created. So how many maximum databases will be there in the SQL server? 32,767. So if I give access to Akshata on every database, how many Akshatas will be created?
32,767.
Yes. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so for one login, if I gave access to any login on any database, by default, one user will be created. So for one login, how many maximum users will be created?
One.
For one login, maximum users, not a single database level. In the whole instance level, for one login, how many maximum users will be created?
32,700.
32,767.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So now this database level security will deals with the database level, whatever database level is there, like database level users, database level database roles. So everything we can see under database level security. In every database level, in every database, we can see that folder, guys. Whenever you create any database, by default, you will get all these folders. By default, you will get all these folders. Whenever you create any database, by default, you will get all these folders. So in that, the last folder is security. So in that security, we can see the users and all. So till now, we just discussed about the server level access, how to access the server level permissions and all. So let's jump into the database level. Let's see how to give access on a specific database. How to give access on a specific database or group of databases. Okay. So if I want to give access on a specific database, go to the server level security, logins. Okay. First, let's try to connect as Majid. Okay. So let's use this login and we'll see whether Majid is able to connect or not first. Then we'll I'll show you how to give access to Majid on a specific database. Okay, guys, security you have to practice a lot, otherwise it will be confused. Okay, so but again, it's not a great thing. Okay, just understand the concept. It is very easy. Just you have to be very clear with the server roles as well as database roles and giving access. In the security side, we don't do anything, believe me. We'll simply create the logins if you have approvals and a proper ticket, and we'll give the access on the database. So that's why I told you, right? Even if this is not clear, don't worry. Again, I'll give you a 5 to 10 minutes brief session on the security. Direct right away. How to give access on server level, how to give access on database level, how to give access on table level. Straight away. These things only will do in the organization. But if you are good, then you can explain the things in the interviews, okay, in a better way. So that's why we are discussing all these things. Right. Now let's check first what Majid is having access, what kind of access he is having currently. So double click on Majid. Okay, you can see currently he belongs to, I guess, a server roles, right? right? So he belongs to two server roles. I'm unchecking these two. Wantedly, I'm unchecking. I don't want. See, a person can be part of any server role and he can have access to the database also. But if he's a sysadmin, guys, do we need to give access to Masjid on database level now? If Masjid is a sysadmin, do we need to give any separate access to access the databases?
No,
No.
no.
Not
No
required.
need.
No.
Not
No.
required.
No need.
Majid can do everything, can do anything, can access any database with the highest level of permissions. Okay, Majid can do everything with the highest level of permission. So if I give sysadmin to him, or if Majid is the sysadmin, okay, Majid can access all the databases with the highest level of permission. So no need to add him to any of the database roles again. Okay, so now I'm unchecking this one. So click OK. Now Majid is just a login. Okay, so let's try connect as a Majid and let's see whether he can access any of the databases. This is administrator connection, right? Let me disconnect this and let me connect as Majid. SQL authentication, Majid, and right. Now if you see expand databases, now when you are trying to expand any database, you will get the error. This is acceptable, right? This is, we can easily guess it. Why? Because Masjid is just a login now. You don't have any access currently. He's just a login. So a login by default can connect to SQL Server. He can't do anything, right? Majid now he cannot expand or he cannot access any of the databases as he don't have permissions. Now let's see how to give access to Majid on any database. Okay. So if you expand Amazon and if you expand the Amazon database level security, can you see Majid here? No, right? So now see here. I am giving access to Majid on Amazon database. See how the user will be created. Go to server level security. Go to your logins. Double click on Majid. So server roles we have already discussed, right? Now no need to touch the server roles. Go to user mapping. You are mapping the user to a particular database. So that is called user mapping. Click OK. Sometimes if any database are offline, it will show you one or more databases are inaccessible and will not be displayed. So we have one database Mintra is offline, right? That's why it is showing like this. Click OK. So actually Majid is having access to Jepto. If you see here, Jepto is having access. Let's go to Majid connection. Let's try whether he can expand Jepto or not. Yes. And if you see Jepto security, and if you see Majid cannot see. 1 minute. What kind of access is having on the Zipco? Zipco security users. How come he's having access? Okay. Majid actually created this database. That's why he's able to access. You remember, guys, Majid actually created this database, Zipto. That's why he's able to access.
Yes.
But it should create Majid user. That's okay. That's okay. As of now, leave it. Don't worry. But I'll show you. Okay. So now Majid cannot expand either Amazon or Flipkart. Let's give access to uh, Majid on Amazon database. Earlier he cannot access this database, right? You can see the error. Now I'm going to this security, server level security, go to login properties, double click on the Majid login, go to user mapping. Now I'm giving access to Majid on a database level. So on which database I want to give access, go to user mapping section and select the database. Okay, select the database. So now you can see Majid user is creating. Okay, so this is using DBA user. Okay, fine. Okay, now Majid user is creating. Okay, Majid user is creating. Now you can see here username Majid. If you want, you can change the username also in the database. Generally, when I give access to Majid login on any database, a Majid user will be created. So that name can be Majid or can be different name also, but we don't generally change it. People will have a doubt whether can we change the login associated username or not. We can change it. It will allow you to change, but it's not a good practice to change the username. Why? Because, for example, if I change the Majid username to Sandeep, So while troubleshooting, I'll check whether Majid user is created or not in the database. So I don't know, right? On behalf of Majid, Sandeep is there. No, right? So that's why it's not a good practice, but it will allow you to change it. Default schema, it will be DBO. So if you give DBO also, it will be fine. If you don't give also, by default, sequencer will give DBO like this. Okay, so now I'm just giving access to Majid. Again, giving access to Majid, that doesn't give everything. Okay, that doesn't allow everything to do Majid. Okay, I'm just giving like a server roles. When you are when your login is created, by default you will be added to the public server role. What we can do, guys, we can simply connect to server. We cannot do anything. In the same way, when I give access to Majid on Amazon database, Majid can simply connect to Amazon database, but he cannot do anything. He cannot read or write the data. Why? Because if he wants to do, I have to add him into these roles. These are the database roles. Each role will have separate permissions again. Okay, so currently what I'm doing, I'm simply adding Majid to the existing database. I'm just giving access to Majid on Amazon database. That's it. In the Amazon database, he cannot do anything. If he wants to do anything, he should be part of any of these roles, database level roles. Okay, just click OK. Now, Majid is not able to expand Amazon database, right? When he's trying to expand Amazon database, we got an error. But now Majid can expand the database. And if you see here under security, under users, see Majid user is created. When I give access to Majid on that particular database, Majid user is created. But this user doesn't have any access currently. Currently, he is not part of any of the database role. This user I can add to any of the database roles so that he will get the access. Are you getting the point, guys? Is it clear? So whenever I'm giving access to any login on any database, by default, a user will be created in that particular database. On behalf of that login, this user will help to read and write the data from the database, guys. Is it clear, guys? How to give access on database level? Questions, doubts?
Yes. For giving access, the user should be in login state. Otherwise, you can't do.
Sorry, Saida, I'm not getting your question.
Uh, the user should be in logins also, right? For giving access to database.
Users will have logins.
Yeah, Masjid is in logins, right? Then only we can able to give access to database.
If the person is not existed,
Yeah, in logins, can we give access?
how come you give access? You tell me. How I gave the access, Saida? By double clicking on Majid, right? If the Majid is not existed as a login, how can you give access?
Okay.
Normally, I just go to the server level security, double click on Majid, login, and then I give the access, right? If Majid entry is not there, where I have to click? How can I give access?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, is it clear, guys? How to give access on database level? Can he access Amazon objects? No, Vina. He's just a normal user. That's it. He don't have any permissions to access the Amazon objects. Just like how, for example, when you create a new login in the SQL server, he can connect, right? He can connect to SQL server, but can he do anything? No, he's just a normal login. He can connect to SQL server, but he cannot do anything. In the same way, when I give access to Majid on any database, currently I just gave the access to Majid on one Amazon database. He can't do anything in the database. He can just expand the database and he can see the folders. He cannot even expand. Even though if he expand, he cannot see objects also. Okay, see, I'll show you the example. Now, earlier he cannot expand the Flipkart database, right? Actually, in the Flipkart database, we have tables. Okay, so now let's see. I'll give access to, okay, this go to the server. Now go to this management studio. Now go to Majid again. Okay, this time Majid login, security, logins. You have to compare it. You have to check it. Go to user mapping. So this time I'm giving access to Flipkart. Okay, again Majid user will be created in the Flipkart. Click OK. I don't want to give any access, but by default is a member of public database role. Now this is my administrator connection. If you see here, this is the administrator connection. I can see all the objects in the administrator connection. Tables, under tables, I can see two tables. Normally we have two tables here, employee and others, orders. Okay. So now when you go to Mazid session, okay, and when just refresh it, earlier when we are expanding this database, we got an error. Now we can expand this. Now when you expand tables, can he see the tables?
No.
No, right? Why? Because he's just a member of the Flipkart database users. That's it. He don't have any kind of permissions, even though to see the tables also, to see the objects also. Currently, he is just a member of the Flipkart database level users list. That user, if you add it to the respective database roles, then he can access the objects. Is it clear, guys? Right? This is how the security will work. The database level security will work. So now what we can do, let's discuss about the database roles. Okay, if you go and check the any database, if you go and if you expand the database level security, and you can see the roles and you can see the database level roles, you can see these are all the 10 database level roles, 9 plus 1, that plus 1 is a public database role. So public is a server role, public is a database role also. Server level we have one public server role, database level we have one public database role. So to check the permissions of each role, server level, generally server role, to check the permissions of a server role, we have a stored procedure, right? In the same way, to check the permissions of a database role also, we have a stored procedure. So what is that stored procedure, guys? SP underscore DB fixed role permission and the SP underscore DB fixed role permission. Okay, see guys, if it is correct, then the color will be changed to brown color. If you see, I don't know how many of you are able to identify the brown color. If it is wrong, it will be in black color. By mistake, you don't know, you forget about that. If you forgot that query, you don't know what is that query. Try to correct like this by just, okay, checking whether color is changing or not. If it is wrong, it will be in black color. If it is correct, even server roles also. What is the stored procedure to see the permissions of server roles, guys? Which query will use to see the permissions of each server role?
Server role.
SP underscore SRV.
SRV rules. Role
SRV
permission.
role permission.
SP
Okay.
underscore.
Yeah, SP underscore SRV role permission, guys. Server role permissions. Okay, SRV means server role permission. In the same way, for DB roles, SP underscore DB fixed role permission is the stored procedure. And I want to see the permissions of this role, right? So just drag and drop this role here. So now you see, drop user, grant DB access, revoke DB access. If you are a member of this role, if any user is member of this database level role, he can do three things. One is he can drop the user. He can run SP drop query, SP drop user query. He can run SP grant database access query. He can revoke the access also. Revoke means what, guys? Taking back the permissions is called revoke, revoking the permissions. Okay. So if you are a member of these DB access admin, see guys, database level roles are prefixed with DB underscore. If you see here, all the database level roles, you can see DB underscore, DB underscore, DB underscore. So don't get confused here. Server roles, you don't see any prefix. But whereas database roles, all the database roles are prefixed with DB underscore. That means it's a database level. Database level roles, guys. Okay, so a member of this, who can be a member of this role, guys? Any user. Any user can be member of this role. So a member of this role can do three things, can run three things. SP underscore drop user, he can run SP underscore grant DB access, he can just give DB access. Just now I gave, right, to Flipkart and Amazon, just an access. And he can, okay, revoke the DB access. Access admin, you can see here, access means what? Granting, revoking, right? So this is what a member of DB access admin can do, guys. Okay, let's guys, out of all these roles, regularly in the server roles, we will use sysadmin. Regularly we'll use sysadmin in the server level roles. In the database level roles, we'll use data reader, data writer, and DB owner. Only these three roles we will use. So don't worry at all. Very easy. Okay. Don't worry. Just try to concentrate only on these three roles. That is enough. And we don't use other roles also. Sometimes maybe we'll use DDL admin. Very rarely. So let's go to backup operator. What is this backup operator, guys? What he can do? Let's see. He can take the backup of the database. Yeah, you can guess it, backup operator, right? So he can take the backup of the database. We have different types of backups. So full database backup, log backup. So these are all different types of backups. The next session will be after security. The next topic will be backups only, backups, recovery and restores. So in the backup class, we'll discuss what is a backup, how to take all types of backups and all. We'll discuss, don't worry. Checkpoint. Checkpoint is a kind of a control S, right? While discussing about the log file architecture, if you remember. So in the log file, there will be uncommitted transactions. Okay, in the log file, uncommitted transactions. So when you run checkpoint, whatever data is there in the log file, that will be permanently written to the data file. So which operator will help you guys to do that? Checkpoint. Checkpoint is a kind of a control S. So automatically SQL Server will run this checkpoint every 1 minute. So whatever uncommitted data will be there, if it is committed data means it will go to your data file. That is the use of the checkpoint. Okay. We have different types of checkpoints, the automatic checkpoint, manual checkpoint and all. So manually also you can run it whenever you want, you can run the manual checkpoint. Just the query is checkpoint. Okay. So what is the query, guys? Just checkpoint. You can just copy paste this, Control C, Control V. Okay. Just checkpoint. If you run whenever you want, you can run it. So in case in the Amazon database, any uncommitted data is there, will be written to the data file permanently. But we don't run this, guys. Every 1 minute, by default, every 1 minute, this checkpoint will run on the database. Sometimes if you want, you can run it, okay, based on the requirement, but generally we don't run it. So a member of backup operator can do all these things. So we'll discuss about the backups. You don't worry. Now let's go to data reader. You can guess the permissions of data reader, guys. What a member of the data reader can do? Data reader. Can guess it, guys, what he can do? A member of data reader can do.
Select.
Very
Just
good.
you can see the data.
He can read the data. So which query will help you to read the data in the SQL Server?
Select.
Select query. So if you execute this, you see only select permissions on any object. If you are a member of this database role, what we can do, guys, you can execute select queries. Okay, so let me show you the demo now. Okay, so what we can do, I don't know I mean to say, what and all tables are there. For example, Majid connected. Majid, he is trying to read the data, but he don't know the tables names. What and all tables are there, but somehow he guessed the tables names, and now he is trying to run this query. Okay, select star from orders. Okay, there is a table called select. Orders table is there, right? Select star from orders. He cannot see the table name, but somehow he guessed, maybe somewhere in the script he saw, and he is trying to read the data. Can he read the data, guys? Can he read the data? No.
No.
He cannot. Why? Because he is not part of any of the server role, the respective server role, or he is not part of the database role also to read the data, or he don't have any exclusive access on this table. So it is clearly showing the select permission was denied on the object orders. It is not showing invalid object and all. It is clearly showing there is no select permission to Majid. So what I can do, I can add Majid to the respective role. How to do that? Go to your login again, Majid login, double click on Majid and same user mapping. Earlier we have already selected Flipkart database, right? Select Flipkart database again. See guys, these are the database roles. Every database you have to select. If I select here and if I give data reader, he can read the data in the Amazon database. If I select here, Flipkart database, and if I select data reader, he can read the data in the Flipkart database. Sometimes by mistake, we'll click on user mapping and we don't see what and all database is selected here. Simply we'll give, okay, data reader is showing, right? We'll give. Very important, guys. If you want to give access on Flipkart, select Flipkart. If you want to give access on Zepto, select Zepto. If you want to give access on Amazon, select Amazon. 1 minute. Just Yeah. Okay. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Fine. Okay. So, guys, again, while giving the access, check which database is selected before giving the access. This is very, very important. Okay. So now I want to give access to Majid on Flipkart. He should read the data, right? So what I'll do, select Flipkart database and select data reader. Data reader is responsible. Guys, can you hear me? You can hear me, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So select the respective database and select the data reader role. Now Majid can do just read operations on this database. No matter how many tables are there, he can read all the tables, guys. Okay, now you see earlier Majid cannot see the tables, right? Now if you see here, now earlier Majid cannot see tables here. Now if you see, he can see the two tables, employee and orders table. Earlier Majid cannot execute this query. It is throwing the error. Now execute the same. Okay, now Majid can execute the orders, select query on orders table. Is it clear, guys, how to give access on a specific database?
Yes.
Yes.
But the challenge is he can read all the tables. If 100 tables are there in this database, he can read from all the 100 tables. I cannot restrict him. If I added him into the respective data reader role, how many tables are there in that particular database, he can read the data from all the tables. Okay. If I want to restrict him, no, I don't want to allow him to read all the tables. I want to give access to Majid on a specific table, that is called table level access. Will be discussed, okay, after this. Is it clear, guys, how to give access on a database level, how to add him into any database role? Is it clear, everyone? Any questions, doubts? No questions? Akshata?
Yeah, no question.
No question.
Okay, done. Right, so in the same way, giving access, like we can add him into any of the role, like that we can add him into data reader role, data writer role, DB owner role. So let's see the data reader role, data writer role. Now tell me, guys, data reader means you know that he can read the data. So by using select query, he can read the data. So you can see select permission. So data writer means what kind of permissions you can see?
Update, delete.
Only these two are write operations.
Insert.
Okay, now
Insert.
if you execute, you can see three permissions. Okay, you can see three permissions: insert, update, delete. Okay, insert, update, delete. So if you are a member of this data writer role, you can insert the data into all the tables of that particular database. You can update the data. You can delete the data. Okay, you can delete the records. You can delete the records. This is how the data writer role will work. So how to add him into any of the data writer role, guys? Very simple. Double click on Majid login, and guys, Majid cannot give access to himself. Someone who is having access. In this case, I am connected as an administrator. By default, I mean to say administrator we have added during the installation itself. So add current user section, if you remember in the authentication screen. So that's why administrator account is created in the SQL Server as a sysadmin login. So I am connected as an administrator and I am giving access to others. So administrator can give access to others, or anyone who is having same level of access can give access to others. Right, now go to same user mapping. Okay, select, click OK, and select data writer role. Okay, select data writer role. Right, guys? Click OK.
We have,
Yes,
we have selected
Need to
Flipkart data.
click on database.
very good. Okay, so see here on which database I am giving access.
Amazing.
If you don't select, it will take the first database. Okay, always remember, see, select here. Now the database will be changed to Flipkart. See, Flipkart. Select here, will be changed to Zepto. So always you have to keep an eye on this, on which database you are giving access. Okay, select the Flipkart database. And now this time I can add him into the data writer role. In this way, I can add. Now Majid can insert the data, update the data, delete the data also. Guys, after giving, just to show you, I am exploring, guys. I am just giving you the demo. This is just a demo. In the organization, once you give the access, there the business ends. You can update the user. Hey, Majid, you got the read access on so and so database. Please check and validate. Let us know if it is good. Then you will close the ticket, and again you will not. Will you connect as Majid, and you will test it? This is just a demo. We don't do all these things. Our part is limited to giving access. That's it. Validation will be done by the end users. Once I gave access to Majid, Majid has to check and confirm whether he is able to access or not. And again, we don't open another SSMS. We don't connect as Majid. We don't see whether it is working or not. No, it will work. As we are learning the things, just to show you, to make you clear, I am connecting as a Majid and I am testing. This is actually Majid session. Whenever I'm opening this Majid SSMS, treat me as Majid. Don't treat me as Shanmukh. Majid is testing. Once the access has been given to Majid, we'll update Majid. Hey Majid, you got the access on so and so server, so and so database with read access. Please check and validate. So Majid will connect to SSMS like this and he will check it. We don't test any permission in the organization. Just to understand how these permissions will work, I'm testing. Okay? Fine. Why? Because I have to stress all these things. Previous classes, people are asking, Shanmukh, every time we have to connect as user and we have to test it. No, we don't test it. That is not our business. Once we give the access, the user will test and he will update us. If it is working, he will update us. Okay, this is working. Shanmukh, you can close the ticket. Or you can ask him whether it is working or not. If he updated, that's fine. Sometimes once you give the access, they don't even inform also whether it is working or not. Wait for 2 3 days. If it is not working, he'll come back to us immediately, right? If he's not coming back, means it is working, so you can close the ticket. After follow up, if he's not responding, means you can close the ticket, that permission ticket. So in this way, you can add any login to the particular database role, guys. Okay. So now let's go and check the other roles. Data reader, data writer is done. So let's go to DDL admin. Alt X. See, he can do almost 12 things. 12 permissions are there. He can run all DDL, grant, deny, revoke, but grant, deny, revoke. He can clean table. He can see the statistics. Okay, show config also will be related to the statistics only. In the performance tuning, we'll discuss about the statistics. Don't worry. So we don't use any of these. Okay, we don't use any of these permissions, guys. Generally, what he can do, he can rename. He can recompile. We can recompile. Sometimes we will recompile stored procedure also using SP recompile stored procedure name. And what max he can do is truncate table. What is the difference between delete, drop, and truncate, guys? Interview question. What is the difference between delete, drop, and truncate? Can anyone tell me?
Drop will
Entire
delete the database.
table. Delete
Yeah,
will
both
delete
working
the
the same way, but when we use delete, we can use where clause.
Okay, very good. We can use the where clause. Nice.
Truncate means completely it will delete the table.
Okay.
And
truncate
during
will
delete,
delete
we can roll back.
Not stable schema.
Very good, guys. All are very valid points and good points. Okay. So delete will delete the records one by one. Okay, one by one it will delete it. For example, if you are having 100 records in a table, delete will delete the records one by one, and it's a rollback operation. It's a rollback operation, means you can cancel this if you want. You can roll back the delete statement. You can cancel when by mistake you started deleting the records, but you can roll back. You can cancel the transaction. The transaction will be rolled back. And when you run delete statement, everything will be recorded. Everything will be recorded in the log file. So rollback is easy. As it will track everything, we can roll back easily. We can undo easily. That is called a delete, guys. If the table is big and if you are trying to delete all the records, Okay, so it will keep tracking that 108 properties. Why? Because delete is also one transaction. So when you are deleting all the records from the table, okay, when you're deleting all the records from the table, then it will track each and every transaction. So the log file growth will be huge if it is if the table is big. Okay, that is your delete, guys. Truncate. Let's discuss about the truncate first, then drop. And when you delete all the records, when you run the delete, only records will be deleted, but table structure and objects remains same. Means, for example, if I delete all the records from this table, okay, let me go to this. See here. Let me go to Majid and let's see here. In this, 5 records are there. I can simply delete from table name where order ID is equal to 5. Or I can delete all the records. Delete start from table name. All the records will be deleted. But records will be deleted. See here, when you expand the table also, you can see some of the objects like indexes, constraints, statistics. So when you run delete statements, only the table will be empty in case if you are deleting all the records. In case if you are deleting all the records, only the table will be empty. But a table structure will be there, the columns will be there, keys will be there, constraints will be there, indexes will be there, statistics will be there, all the entry will be there like this. If the entry is there, all the objects will be there. But only the records will be deleted. If you are deleting all the records will be deleted. But empty table will be there with all the objects. Guys, is it clear? Delete. Is it clear, guys? Now, let's go to truncate. What truncate will do? Truncate will deallocate the pages. You know, right? That table will be stored on a page at the end of the day. What truncate will do? Will deallocate all the pages belongs to the respective table. Whatever pages are there, for example, if this orders table is sitting on 100 pages, when you run truncate table name, it will deallocate all the 100 pages. It don't track it completely, so rollback is not possible. Okay, so rollback is not possible, undo is not possible. When you run truncate statement, undo is not possible, but table structure remains same. There is almost delete and truncate, both are same, guys. Delete will delete one by one record, which will track it everything, whereas truncate will deallocate all the pages at a time and it will not track the action. So if you are not able to track the action, you cannot roll back it, guys. You cannot undo the action. Okay, that is your truncate, guys. Whereas drop means it will delete the whole object. When you delete the whole object, all the associated objects also will be deleted. When you delete this drop table name, when you delete this table name employee, whatever associated objects are there, columns, keys, constraints, triggers, indexes, statistics, all will be dropped. You don't see entry here. When you run and delete, you can see entry here. When you see entry here, you can see all the associated objects. But when you run drop table name, the entry itself will be deleted. When the entry itself is deleted, all the objects will be deleted, right? So that's how the drop will work. Okay, that's how the drop will work. So that is the difference. Not regularly, but rarely people will ask this. Okay, question, difference between delete, drop and truncate. And associated objects also it will delete. Associated objects also it will delete, right? This is the difference between delete, drop and truncate. So if you are a member of DDL admin, you can truncate the table, guys. If you're a member of DDL admin, you can truncate the table. Okay, fine. We don't use it, don't worry. So the next important role is deny data reader. Guys, you know that what is data reader, guys? What a data reader can do? What a data reader can do?
We can read all the.
Select permission, right? Now, deny data. Yesterday itself, we discussed about this deny. Very powerful after sysadmin. What deny data reader can do? Data reader means select. Deny data reader means
Denies to read the data.
To read the data.
Can't read the data. Very good. Now, my question is, open the chat box, send direct message to me. If Mazid is part of data reader and deny data reader. I'm repeating my question. If Mazid is part of data reader and deny data reader. Now tell me whether Mazid can read the data or not. Type your answers in the chat. If Mazid is, Veena, please be muted. I'm getting some disturbance. If Mazid is part of data reader and deny data reader at a time. Now, can he read the data or not? That's it, huh? Any other answers, guys? Okay, fine. All are correct, guys. All are correct except Ramya. So, Ramya, you just guessed that answer or what? You said yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. No issues. Okay. So, again, I'm repeating my words. Deny is the second highest permission in the SQL server after sysadmin. Deny can't deny sysadmin, but deny can deny everyone. Deny can't deny sysadmin as it is first highest permission and deny is the second highest permission. Deny can't deny sysadmin, but deny can deny all other server roles and permissions also. So now, if you are a member of data reader and deny data reader, now Majid is a member of data reader, so he can able to read the data. And let's go to your administrator connection. Let's add Majid to deny data reader also. Double click on Majid and let's add deny data. Let's add him into the deny data reader role. Okay. Select the database and now I'm adding him into the deny data reader role. Click OK. Now let's go to Majid and when I execute this query, what output will get it, guys? What is the expected output?
Access denied.
Yeah, the access denied.
Select permission denied. Okay, I'm executing this. See, he has both. He has both access. He's part of data reader. He's a part of deny data reader also. Now, is it clear, guys? If someone by mistake gave access to Majid on a specific database, if I strongly believe that Majid can't read my data at any time, if I strongly believe and if I add him into the deny data reader role, even though if someone gives permissions to Mazid, he can't read the data. Is it clear, guys? Now the use of deny, is it clear? Okay, in future, sometimes people will do mistakes. So I strongly believe that Mazid can never read my data. So I added him into the deny data reader role. So if any junior DBA by mistake, if any junior DBA gave access to Mazid, if any junior DBA added Mazid into the data reader role, still it will not apply. He has to remove deny data reader and then only has to give access. So if you see deny, don't give access, guys. Means wantedly, intentionally, someone is blocking his access to not to access that particular object. So that's why always remember deny is very powerful. So intentionally you can block him even though he has access. If you add him into the deny, okay, so even though he has access, he cannot read the data. That is the use of the deny. Clear, guys? Are we good now? Right. So now let's go to this deny data writer. Okay, this is deny data reader, right? So now guess, guys, what kind of permissions will be there for deny data writer?
Insert, delete, and
No insert, no update, no delete. Okay, if you execute this, no insert, no update, no delete. Data writer means insert, update, delete. Deny data writer means no insert, no update, no delete. So if you are a member of deny data writer, and if you are a member of data writer, even though you have permissions, you cannot still insert the data, you cannot still delete the data, you cannot still update the data, guys. Is it clear? Deny data writer. Are we good now, guys? Okay, fine. Now let's go to the next role. Let's discuss DB owner. Once this is done, security admin is done, we'll discuss about the DB owner. So a security admin, what he can do, 11 permissions he is having. He can deny, grant, revoke. He can add role, app role, role member to any of the roles. He can change the object owners, okay, and he can drop the role. He can like related role related permissions related things and all, okay. He can do it. A member of security admin can do all these things, but we don't use this role at all. We don't deals with the app roles and all generally. Now let's go to DB owner, guys. Let's go to DB owner. So as you know that how sysadmin is powerful in the server level, DB owner is that much powerful in the database level. How sysadmin is powerful in the server level. What a sysadmin can do, guys? Everything he can do. What not? In the server level, he can do everything. Okay. So in the same way, what DB owner can do, guys? He can do everything in the database level. If you are a member of DB owner, DB level, you are the king. If you are a member of DB owner, DB level, you are the king. For example, I can add Majid to DB owner of that particular Flipkart database. So Majid is king in the Flipkart database, but he is not powerful in other databases. He is just king. For example, you can see here in India we have like prime minister and chief ministers. Chief ministers are kings of their particular states. Prime minister is a kind of sysadmin. Chief ministers is a kind of DB honors is a kind of a chief minister. So only you are a king in that particular state. Okay, in the same way, if you are a part of DB owner in any of the database, you are king in that database level, guys. Okay, so you can do everything. What a DB owner can do if you execute this one, I guess around 80 or 85 permissions, you can see 57. Okay, you can do all these things. Whatever permissions are there for all the roles, you can see all the permissions. You can see here. Backup database we have seen, backup log we have seen. What these permissions comes under which database role, guys? Backup database, backup log. You can guess it easily. Checkpoint, these three.
Backup.
Backup
Backup
operator.
operator.
Backup operator. Very good. Check table, check file group. Okay. Grant, deny, right? Execute, SP, add role, add app role. Okay. You can guess it. This belongs to security admin. So you can see all the truncate table belongs to which role, guys? Which database role? Truncate table. Anyone remember
Data
that one?
writer.
Then
No. Data writer, no. No.
DB admin.
DDL admin. Okay, data writer means insert, update, delete, no truncate. Okay, so whatever permissions are there for all other roles, DB1 will have all the permissions, guys. Now my question is, please be ready with your answers. Don't tell your answers. Mazid is a member of DB owner and at the same time is a member of deny data reader. Mazid is a member of DB owner in the Flipkart database and at the same time he is also a member of deny data reader. Now Majid can read the data or not in the Flipkart database. Type your answers in the chat. Don't tell your answers. You got my question right? Guys, everyone, got my question? Arey,
Yes, sir.
respond, guys.
Yes, one.
I'm talking for 2.5
Yeah.
hours. You're not even opening your mouth for 2
Just
seconds.
repeat, Sharma.
Yeah. Majid is a member of DB owner. Majid is also member of deny data reader. DB owner and deny data reader. Majid is a member of DB owner, deny data reader. So now Majid can read the data or not. Ramya, I'm waiting for your answer. Okay, very good, Ramya. That's it, huh? Fayaz, yes, he can read. Srivani, yes, he's the owner of, so he can read. Majid, yes. And Prasad, he can able to read the data. Ramya, yes, he can read. Nehankit, no, he can't. Pandu, no. Swapnil, yes. And Veena, DB owner is not a sysadmin. Sandeep, yes. Abhilash, he can't. Amit, yes, he can read. Swapnil, it can write data. DB owner is the highest level. Prasad, he can do anything on the database level. Ravindra, yes. Saida can't read. Veena can't read. Vani, no. Raj, he can't read the data. This is a different answer, I guess. No, he can't read, I guess. Veena, okay, 20. Vani, no, he can't read the data. Priya, he can read. Akshita, no, he can't. Abdullah, no. Kumar, yes, he can read. Okay. Amit. Okay. Amit, he can read. Pavan, yes. Abdullah, no. Akshita, no, he can't read. Priya, yes, he can read. Raj, he can't read. Srivani, no. Veena Chintala, he can't read. Vani, you said no and yes, right?
Yes, yes. Sharma.
So yes or no or yes and no?
First I thought no, but DB is a owner, no. So
Later
that's
you
why I kept
changed your
this.
mind. Okay. So that's why it is yes. Huh? Okay. And Fayaz, okay. Fine. Okay. So let me show you the demo. You can see the answer. And 1 minute. Pandu, Saida, Veena, Ramya, not Ramya, Akshita, Priya. White is no.
I said yes.
After this, again, this is the
So this is
Irish
as per concept or as per Inky Pinky Ponky?
concept.
As per
Inky
You
Pinky
deny
Ponky.
means it can't read. No, it can't like that.
Okay. So I hope it's not Inky Pinky Ponky answer, right?
no.
No, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's add Majid to DB owner. Go to user mapping. Click OK. Select Flipkart. I'm unselecting this data reader, data writer. So deny will be there, deny data reader will be there, DB owner will be there. You can see now is a part of deny data reader, is a part of DB owner. Click OK. Okay, now go to this. Okay, I'm executing. Alt plus. What is the answer? Is it expected or not? So those who said yes, that is wrong answer. Again, you are forgetting about very basic point, very important point. Deny is the second highest. Deny is the second highest. Deny is the second highest. The third highest will be DB owner. Sysadmin, deny,
I gave
DB
the
owner.
I gave the reason, sir, in the message box.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Veena. Okay, guys, is it clear? That's why in the beginning, yesterday itself, I told you. Okay, deny is the second highest privileged permission. Even DB owner also. Okay, deny versus DB owner. Who will win? Deny versus DB owner. Deny will win.
Deny will.
Deny will win. Except sysadmin, always deny will win. Is it clear, guys? Vani? Now
Yes,
it's clear?
Sharma.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So deny is the second highest permission. DB1 is the third highest permission. Even DB1 also. Yes, then DB1 can do everything in the database level. But there is a deny for him. Deny definitely will block him. Even though you are a chief minister, that doesn't mean you can do anything in the state. Okay. So in the same way, it will also work, guys. Deny will be the second highest privileged permission in the SQL server. So deny versus DB owner, deny only will win in this scenario, even though Mazid is part of. Mazid, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Even though Mazid is part of deny data reader and DB owner, still he can't read the data. Why? Because as deny is there, that's why he can't read the data. That's how deny will work, guys. Okay. So take a break, come back after 15 minutes. We'll discuss about customized database roles, and I'll show you the table level access. Okay, and then we'll give you a brief about the security session, and then we'll close it. Okay. So take a break, come back after 15 minutes, guys. We'll discuss.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.